And that's what we need when we're aiming for the very best. It's also about figuring out who can do and who can't, and how they deal with the news. Don't say it's not important, believe me it is, as we're starting to see already. Now I've seen enough for the next stage of creating a kitchen, the teams. Right, what we've done, we've correlated your marks and we've come up with 3 different groups. We have an orange, purple and green group. So as I call you out, can you just come up? I'm going to give you a colour that corresponds with your name. So the first one is the orange group, that's Morgan. Second one is Stuart, Joanne, and then we have Grant Bailey. Okay, the purple group, we have Jeremy, Fleur, Mark and Cruz. Okay, the green group, Jonathan, Sarah, Stefan, Yenta. Dean? Yes. You're actually orange.
Oh, that's all right. See you later.
What a shame.
See a helmet?
I never liked him anyway.
Right. Okay, chefs. Now they're in groups, they're going to have to learn pretty quickly the key to their success is working together as a team. There are some star individuals here, but without their group members, they'll get nowhere. I wonder how long it will take them to discover that. From the strongest to the weakest, they're going to have to figure out a strategy that works.
That is quite bitter.
We only want leeks and onions for our fish stock.
They may lack leadership, and that will cost them dearly.
We haven't really decided on a team leader, we're just all helping each other out.
Others will settle into a pattern where someone takes control, and that will help them. In fact, they'll learn pretty quickly that a classical approach to the kitchen is the only way to get things done.
Okay. And then what you do is you want 3 out of each one, so you go down there, and then you go down there.
Okay.
You've got to cane it though, because we've got about 35 minutes left.
I'm not a caning kind of girl.
That is 1 loin, and at the moment I'm getting small baby lamb cutlets as opposed to double cutlets.
We better get onto this fish stock, sweat it down.
Just get a pot, make a cartouche. He wants a real classic.
I'm sweating like a pig. But obviously that's the reason why it's called Hell's Kitchen.
If they don't help each other, they will each do things differently, and only one person is going to be right, me. We have 30 minutes left, and that time I need completed the lamb, the mushrooms, the penne, all the stocks working. We? One of the bloody idiots, when he's making his fish stock, decided to put all the frames in to put the water on top. Now, what we're doing is got fish soup as opposed to fish stock, so I had to get him to take it out, put the frames in there with your onions and a couple of aromatics, and then slightly, ever so gently, sweat it off. Basic mistake, and it just astounds me. Coming up, Chris and Dean make an untimely appearance. You're the only one that didn't make it on the plane. And Jonathan's caught having a sneaky peek. Do you need your recipe book for a velouté? Our late arrivals finally make it. Chris Fortune and Dean Wong are now a day late when they put in their first appearance at boot camp. Go into the dry storage. And before they get dressed, they're in line for a real dressing down. Excuse me, chefs, can we just have your attention? Right, we have 2 individuals that are somewhat late by a day, and it's probably in your best interest you can explain to the chefs, because you've let them down. Some teams have 5, some have 4, why you're late.
I was an hour and a half in the traffic jam trying to get up Lake Road onto the motorway. And
We had 6 competitors fly in from Auckland. You're the only one that didn't make it on the plane.
okay, fair enough.
Missed the flight in Glenham.
And these guys have actually gone out on a limb to try and get together. They are not impressed. Stop what you're doing!
Crew,
Yep.
sorry we're late.
Apologise for being late, and make up for it over the next week.
With this team being under strength, Chris is certain of what needs to happen.
Catch up, get the team catched up, because apparently they're a little bit behind, so stuck into it.
And Fleur's not so sure that Dean's the man for her.
We had Chris in our team, didn't we?
Oh, did you? Oh, you got me here.
But whatever, he's in time to join the group for the next important stage, the galantine. It's a complex dish involving a rolled stuffed chicken, covered in velouté sauce, with aspic jelly left to set, like so. 15 chefs, 15 galantines and 15 chickens given our special treatment. This is all about teams, and they're off with a hiss and a roar.
Mutilating what was formerly a chicken in the name of stuffing other bits of chicken back into the middle of it and creating something that's covered in aspic.
And it's all about working as a team, as the Greens have discovered.
And then down the middle, yeah? Take off the...
Yeah, I've already done the whole one.
Why do you have 2 chickens galantines here?
Just about to chop that one up.
Run around the ball for the mini drum.
Jonathan's free with his advice, but how good is it? Okay, that's incorrect as well, but at least you tried. If you see someone do something wrong, help them out. Otherwise, the other teams are going to start to leapfrog you. That's what you've done? Cruz just came off second best against a chook.
The chicken got the best of me.
He thinks he's the weakest link, but it's actually me.
Okay, your solde's correct. You're the only one that's actually cut it correctly. What's the point of this?
Well, unless I got him to sit up straight.
Right.
They're all legends. Cruz and I are just sort of hanging off the coattails.
Purple finished first, but the mistakes they made were clearly the same as everyone else's. The difference being is that the team spirit on table, the Greens, was the best, and it actually, although they didn't do as much, Green have actually taken out this event. Individuals, Jeremy have got everything classically correct, so he takes out the individual. Orange, you need to pull your socks up. Your next test is Tray Classique, chicken velouté. A sauce made from flour, butter and chicken stock. It's what we'll coat the galantines with. You've got just on 15 minutes to complete that task. But Jonathan's not so sure of the details.
Jonathan, what are you doing?
Chicken recipe, chef.
Do you need your recipe book for a velouté?
I do, just for the quantity.
But Stefan doesn't. His approach is simple.
Yeah, we just throw a few things together and boil it. When it's not right, we do it again.
But the green team are having trouble with their roux.
Yeah, we started off with the wrong quantities of flour and butter, but then we'll start again. It was a big pile of flour and butter.
Why have you got a clute in there?
We were using started onion to put some flavour into the velouté.
But it's no strain for Stefan. Down tools, please. Stop what you're doing. Look, it's really important when I call a command, please, simultaneously, even if you're doing something that's irrelevant to what we're doing, make sure we respond with we. We. Right, question. What is a roux?
Thickening agent, chef.
Correct. What is a white roux?
It's for white sauce, chef. No colour, no cooking.
Incorrect. White roux is for bechamels, milk-based sauces. What is a blonde roux?
Velouté.
Correct. What degree do we take out a roux to? This is real basic stuff, guys. What degree do you cook a roux out to? A white roux blonde? Thank you. What happens when we cook out a blonde roux?
It gets golden.
No, you split the starch and it absorbs moisture. I'm really amazed that the green and orange have finished just your veloutés. You know why? How can that be so? It's got to be cooked out. You've worked so hard, and honestly, you've been absolutely wonderful to watch. Fundamental mistakes have actually let you down. This is hard news for some people to take, but Dean Wong's onto something with his sauce technique. How'd you cook that out?
I put the jus into the roux and beat it until it goes really solid and thick again, and I just do it for the first 5 or 6 cuts just like that, and just beat it until it goes solid and all the lumps come out of it, and that's how I do it.
Well, you got the best one there.
Lots of years of hard practice, eh? It's like I tell my kids, you know, look after the babies at the beginning, they grow up to be good kiddies. And same with your sauces.
So that's the end of the session. Time for a meticulous regular cleanup. So how are they dealing with the intense second day?
I'm feeling fine. It's easy. Have a bit of fun. You know, I mean, hey, it's like there's no stress of service, is there?
Just cocking up the most simplest things, you know, and knowing that I could do them. I think it was the pressure of time.
Just stuff you don't do every day, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not on top of your tips, so you've got to think about it for a while. But yeah, you come around to it after about 8,000 years.
You know, I'm not going to argue with somebody that, you know, can, you know, rebel on about velouté for half an hour. Do I? Velouté! I better get back in there. I'll get my balls.
Yes, he'd better get back in there, because despite being chipper, his team's lagging behind. Purple is leading without a doubt. orange your second, and green running at a third at the moment. So, you know, get a team plan together, try and work it out, because at the moment it appears that purple has the slight advantage. And can I have a little bit more enthusiasm, guys? Come on! Three! But not for this. It's exam time, and I'm testing their knowledge of classic techniques and costings. You have to be a good manager. It's not a matter of just being a great chef. You need both. So it will be very interesting to see how these young students go. And for some reason, they seem to be getting through it quite quickly, so that's hopeful. Kate, time's up, pens down, thank you.
I wasn't expecting so much French influence, but I guess that's pretty much the way we're all trained to start off with, so maybe I should have read a few more books before I came in. I would have felt a little bit more confident now.
English questions I could understand. The French ones were a little bit harder, so I had to just make it up.
So who's on top and who's not? Out of 60, Jeremy got the highest mark, so stop showing off. Number 2 was Dean Wong. Number 3, Jonathan. Number 4 was Morgan.
Quietly chuckling about it, actually.
But not everyone's feeling satisfied with how it's going. Some people are beginning to ask why.
We all appreciate what he's what he's trying to do, and that is get the standards back up. You know, and I mean, this is really basic stuff, and everybody should know it, but nobody uses it anymore.
I think modern cuisine is not about, you know, the finicky cuts anymore. It's about developing flavours.
So, is the message getting through?
Because the most kitchens are understaffed, so you do like 2
Reality
sections
is-
at once, and so you haven't got the time and the patience to do their job so proper, like with a chicken galantine.
See, it's quite exciting to watch. We thought they'd react this way. After all, no one cooks like this anymore. And Stefan's onto it, he's right. Unless you have the numbers in the kitchen, you can't reach the higher level. When we bring Hell's Kitchen to Ponsonby Road, there'll be 5 chefs plus me, 6 as opposed to 1 or 2, so we should be delivering some of the best food in New Zealand. But there's a long way to go before that happens. How did you think today went?
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm shattered.
General consensus, would that be sort of like everyone feeling the same way?
I think the time limits, when you're throwing at it, and it's like, make this in 10 minutes and make this in an hour and things like that, like there's that extra pressure there.
When was the last time anybody here made a velouté sauce, or turned a mushroom, or chopped a kitchen into...
And I make velouté at least twice a month.
There's one.
Twice a month? Wow.
We're just doing different things, that's all. You know, it's not meaning that it's good or bad, it's just a different style of cooking, which is a classical style, and it's the foundation of all the skills and stuff, but it's just something that maybe we've fallen off the horse a wee bit, that's all.
I, for one, am feeling, you know, quite humbled by the fact that you know, we've been caught out, we've been tripped up.
Is there a problem? I mean, we're talking about shaped potatoes and butter and flour sauces. I mean, the restaurant industry is not going to come to a standstill or have a serious crisis because a few people can't shape potatoes into funny shapes.
Yeah, but they will come at a serious crisis because of that exact attitude. And that's the point we're making. It's not because they can't turn a potato, they can't make a velouté-based or a roux-based sauce. It's because you say it's what the public want. Unless you get out there and change their perception, then yes, we'll be stuck with that attitude. And that's why I disagree with you. It's not about turning a potato.
They want to use their imaginations. They want to do something exciting and new, not a shaped potato and a butter and flour sauce.
How can you talk like that? I'm using exactly the same ingredients and I'm giving the customer an experience that will exceed his expectations or hers. You're going to give them an experience that says, oh, this is normal, so I'm going to pay for it. And wherever I go, I think this is the standard. No, you're wrong. This is my life. And I'm not going to settle for mediocrity. I refuse to.
I'm not going to settle for a drum potato.
But you can't do one, so don't even go there, don't worry. But I'm talking about principles that we've lost. And that's why I'm passionate. I'm sorry I'm getting all... because I hate these arguments with people that will settle for mediocrity. I hate it with a passion.
I'm going to get cold if I'm not careful.
Coming up, how much mess can you make of mousseline and mayonnaise? What happened there?
I'm not awake yet and I put the egg
Not awake.
whites in.
You're in a kitchen, please. I don't want that sort of excuse. And we have a further development on who'll go forward to the next stage. We've put into 3 different groups for one particular...